afternoon, everybody. Today I want to give like a little bit of a trivia type of a thing, something you maybe never heard of. I certainly had not heard of it until just recently, and that's what's called the log cabin rule, right? So like you're building a log cabin. It's the log cabin rule in Indiana. It's statutory. Who knew, right? So what is the log cabin rule and why are we talking about it? Well, I'm in the middle of reading an autobiography of a relative of mine um, from the 1800s who helped settle Indiana in the southeastern part of the state, in Laurel, Indiana, actually. And have learned a lot about my family history because of that. A lot of my relatives are from that area and buried in that area. There's even a cemetery, the Jinks Cemetery, and there's a dam on the canal system right there in Laurel called the Jinks Dam. It's part of our statewide canal system that was really important to moving goods up and down the rivers back in the day. But the reason it's important is because this guy that wrote the book, he was a carpenter by trade. He later became a doctor, if you can imagine, right? Oh, there's the dog. Jameson's heading out, my study buddy. But the he was a carpenter and he built his own home as well as others. And a home back then was a log cabin. That was it. There was no Pulte or Estridge or Davis or Lennar. These companies didn't exist. You built something out of logs, literally. And he built homes. And part of his autobiography talks about many years later, he put a window in his log cabin. So he had lived in this home for years and years and years with no window at all. And it was like the first time he ever had a window in his home, had glass and all that. And he was explaining how proud he was to have just put one window in the house. That's how far we've come. Thank you. So we're so lucky. But there is a statute and a rule in Indiana called the log cabin rule, which basically means you can build your own house. You don't have to have a license to build a home. Much like as a lawyer, I can represent you in court. I have to have a license. If I want to represent myself, I don't need a license. That's pro se. You can walk into court. You still got to follow the rules and all that, but you can represent yourself. Not wise, but you can do it. Maybe it's not wise to build your own home, but you can do it. And it's pretty neat because we even had a client, how I learned about it, who had a consulting business, a franchise where they help people build their own homes. And so a lot of people do have that desire to do it themselves kind of thing, just like everything else. And the homes they built are not log cabins. They consulted on your dream home, your your estate home that you've been waiting your whole life to build. It's totally unique on a unique setting that's got a lot of features that you want in it. It's very specific, and you want to have the experience of building your own home. And by statute, you can do it. And that's all part of the franchise agreement that I learned about here. And it's really neat because a lot of people have built beautiful homes this way, and they've done it around the country. It's very common. So I wanted to tell you about the log cabin rule. We call it log cabins, but you can build a mansion if you'd like and get the help to do it. So enjoy that little trivia today. Hope you are having a good one. It's still March Madness, and my Miami Hurricanes are still in the tournament, headed to the Final Four. The men's team, the ladies didn't make it through. It was a rough game yesterday. That's when this is being recorded, but hoping the best for my Hurricanes. Of course, IU and Purdue bowed out early. I was crying, but that's the way it goes. That's sports. Have a great day.